So for EB-1A, at what point do you have enough to meet the extraordinary ability standard? Let's say you're 3 to 5 years into your career and you're seeing all these people with 7, 8 years of experience get approvals. How can you build a plan towards creating a profile that will get you that approval in 7, 8 years?
You mean if you are like a recent grad or a recent entrant to the job market?
Let's say you're 3 to 5 years into your career.
Okay.
And you feel like the only thing you have is your job.
Mhm.
That's pretty much it. But then you're hearing about all these people who have 7, 8 years of experience, and I guess they have a couple of other things too, and they're getting approvals.
Mhm.
How do you work towards the kind of profile that will get you an approval once you're 7 to 8 years into your career? I think most people are stuck in this situation where they think all they have is their job, and maybe to them what they're doing is not exactly exceptional. Well, to them though, because they're like everyone has my role, everyone has my title.
Mhm.
How do you go from that to building the kind of profile that would increase your chances of getting an approval for EB-1A?
So first, look at the criteria. Talk to an attorney and look at the criteria. You have to be familiar with what USCIS wants and what it will accept, because you have to meet minimum 3 criteria in order to even have a viable case. So take a look at the USCIS website, take a look at the policy manual, and decide which criteria are reasonable for you to target. For some people, writing articles is just out of the question. They are not writers, they do not want to write. So don't target that criteria. But there are plenty of others that you can target. So make a plan based on that. And I would say plan to target more than 3, because you never know which ones are going to end up built up stronger. So I usually recommend targeting 5, maybe 6. Maybe you'll only end up filing with 3 or 4. But at least by targeting multiple, you are opening up various different avenues for yourself and seeing what pans out over the next few years. After you've identified those criteria, get really involved and seek out opportunities that are related to those criteria. So a lot of them are going to be targeted activities, but some of them will be in broader activities. Like you may want to just get really involved in an organization or association, because through that organization or association, they will have more opportunities for memberships, for authorship, for speaking at conferences and highlighting your own expertise and profile in the industry and those kinds of things. So go narrow and broad at the same time, kind of find a balance between those types of activities, and then just consistently work on it. Have a check-in with yourself every couple of months, see what progress you're making and where you're going, and don't be in a rush to get to the end, because when you are 3 to 5 years into your career and maybe looking at doing this in 7 to 8 years, it's going to be a marathon and not a sprint.